Take one coming, Mark.
There's reasons that people end up in the lives they do. There's no excuses for what they do, break the law, hurt people. But there's reasons.
The writing is superb. This lived on the page in such a rich and full way.
The fun of the show is that you care about all the characters, and that makes the tension extremely high. Hopefully at the end of one, the audience goes, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen in this show. And I hope we can satisfy that question in ways that are unexpected. Task is about two men who are unexpectedly set on a collision course. Tom Brandis, local FBI agent who hasn't been on the front line in a long time.
When we were thinking about casting the role of Tom, we thought, well, who can bring out the complexity of this character? Who can bring out the quiet pain, but also the sensitivity? And Mark was truly the first person we thought of.
This is an actual job in the FBI.
I'm a field agent, normally taking a little time off.
And my uncle, he left the priesthood, and so that's always been interesting to me. Where Tom was someone who believed in God, had faith, and then something happens in the family unit that shakes that. How are you able to maintain faith in the face of something catastrophic?
How's the family, Tom?
Kathleen perhaps thought maybe it'll be good for him to take his mind off everything that's going on at home. I'll give him a kind of routine task force assignment, never expecting the case would escalate the way it does.
Vice just confiscated a lovely little stash house. It's now your Tri-County Task Headquarters.
It's probably a 200-year-old house. I personally found to be very charming.
And the TV the man Carol bought us as a wedding gift.
Morning, Tom Brandis.
Lizzie.
Lizzie's in a chaotic place in her life. She's just gotten divorced and she's filterless. She can be quite disruptive, which makes her a very fun character to play.
I don't know what's happening.
It smells like mildew. It's dank.
When we first meet Aaliyah, she's straightforward, not there to make friends. She's here to solve the case that's been presented to them.
Did we all have a chance to review the brief?
I reviewed it.
Yeah, I read it, boss. I think Grasso, he's not ever out of place. There's this line that Brad wrote, which is steady, always steady. And that kind of was the sort of thing that I would always go back to.
Appreciate you having me, Brandis.
These characters don't know each other before we meet them. So those first few group scenes, you're really kind of figuring out what the rhythm of this group is.
It was a fun process, learning together.
All of the procedural stuff is fun, keeps it going, but really the needle, the thread is that emotional stuff. And Jeremiah, he really brings this kind of intimacy to those scenes that underpin the story.
We'll start with your coverage, and then we'll go to your guys.
Okay.
Jeremiah has a way of understanding the essence of what Brad has written, reading between the lines, understanding the heart and the emotional energy of the scene. It's really interesting.
We start right away with contrasting the two of them and their worlds. Robbie's world is full of color and life. He is a jovial, wild-eyed young man, one of these guys who never quite grew up.
Like a lot of people, he's under a lot of stress, but I think he has a beautiful way of not wearing that heavily and kind of letting it flow off his back.
Tom's world is lifeless and static. As the episode moves forward, we start to see that in many ways, not only are they emotionally the same, but visually the aesthetic starts to unify.
I need to make a life for myself.
I can handle things here on my own.
If I actually believed that for even half a second, I'd have left a long time ago.
I would describe Maeve's situation as complicated. She feels like she wants to be a 21-year-old, experience life. When Robbie interrupts her moment with Trip, she just snaps. She's had all of this bubbling anger and resentment towards Robbie, keeping her stuck at home. And for Maeve, it's an important moment to kind of get it off her chest. Tom is such a giving actor. I had so much fun doing that scene. He let me throw Coke in his face even when the camera wasn't on him, which I think is very nice. Not many people would do that.
You walk into a scene with Tom Pelphrey, he knows exactly what he's doing. He really spends time on his character, and they all do. They lived these roles internally, emotionally, and you feel it on screen.
Scared you, Uncle Trav?
You definitely did.
Jeremiah, Brad, and I worked together to kind of give Cliff a backstory. Robbie was there for Cliff at a time in his life when he really needed family. Consequently, he goes to great lengths to protect and support his friend. In my mind, he's never killed anyone. The repercussions are quite dark, and I think he starts to unravel throughout the season.
Robbie's devastated, and certainly he's feeling very much like he got Peaches killed.
Are you my dad's friends?
Yeah, we're friends. By the end of episode 1, we've crossed the line that we can't go back from, and dramatically, in terms of storytelling, it's very effective. As an actor, you could feel it. Once we go into the second house, everything changes in a bad way.
Once the boy, Sam Nance, gets involved, Tom really gets invested in his job, and he sort of comes back to life. We're sure the boy was here last night?
He was here.
By the end, you're sort of on a moving train. At some point, it's gonna crash. I think that's really what the show is. It's unexpected and alive and funny and heartbreaking in ways that I haven't seen before.
The writing's really beautiful. Brad just has this very deep sense of humanity. That's what I really responded to, the real struggles of human beings and the grace and the disgrace that we all carry with us.